Robbie Williams was a monkey. Tom Cruise flew through the danger zone, and me, I'm a little bit of both. Wild enough to keep you entertained, yet sharp enough to help you land this home. This home in local Wellington, so expect a little bit of turbulence, even if it's just some of these numbers flying inside us. Hello, kia ora, welcome, my name is Shani Bicken. Delighted to be here today and working alongside Justin Brown, who has provided you all the documentation and buyer guides, allowing you to bid today on a cash and unconditional basis. It is from that documentation that we move to now. Today's property is an estate and freehold, 607 metres squared more or less. Lot 6, DP 18125, on Wellington title 786 folio 24, and best known to us all as 20 Spencer Street in Crofton Downs. Now the chattels list provided, it remains the same, and it does include that clothesline, but just as a heads up, with Wellington's breeze, only the strongest pegs survive. So if you're here to bid and buy today, we do have some rules to follow, so I'll run us through those now. Today's property will be offered for sale subject to a reserve price. Subject to that reserve price being met, the highest bidder whose bid I accept will become our brand new owner. To help you along the way, I may nominate the sums in which your bidding will be raised. I'll be open to your suggestions and I can refuse any bid. Now, our seller has the right to withdraw that property any time before it is sold and without declaring that reserve. Under clause 2.5 of the contract, I can place a vendor bid. This would always be below that reserve price and clearly identified as a vendor bid. Now, in the unlikely event of any disputes today, we will simply go back to the last undisputed bid and resume from there. Now, once the property has been declared on the market, if you hold the highest bid when the paperwork hits my palm, then congratulations, you'll be a new owner. You'll need to come and sign the sales contract, pay that 10% deposit to the trust account, with the remaining then due on settlement, which has been set for the 30th of April 2025. It is as easy as that, folks. Do we have any questions? Okay, surprising. Can you imagine a home that has only been sold twice in the last 60 years? What does that tell you about a place? It tells you it's where people come, settle in, and never want to leave. When I sat down with our seller, Sally, and asked her, Sally, what makes this home so special? Her answer painted me a picture of love, laughter, and how every room holds a story. She fondly remembers those early mornings, juggling the baby, reheating that coffee for the 5th time, where the kids' homework was sprawled out over the kitchen table, and the lunch boxes lined up on the counter. She giggled as she remembered when the technician came to install those dish drawers, how the kids were so eager to help unload it, and then tried to charge her a fee. With 2 bathrooms, she said this place handles morning chaos better than a Top Gun pilot. Fast, efficient, and with no sweat. With a split level design and 2 living areas, the house was always full of life, but never felt crowded. With the white walls, new carpet, polished floorboards, the ducted heating system, and the heated tiles, this home is as warm as it is beautiful. And Crofton Downs, wow, this suburb is the perfect mix of convenience and relaxation. Even the local cafe is called Chillax Espresso. With top schools, stunning trails, a quick walk to the stadium for your sports and entertainment needs, 5 minutes to the train station and a 10-minute commute to the city, everything is here at your fingertips. Now, Sally's kids have grown and flown, so it's your turn now to make this home. So ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. And as Maverick would say, talk to me, Goose. Who wants to start us away?
Excuse me, Madam Auctioneer.
Yes, ma'am.
I noticed that the 2 heated tail rails aren't working. What's the deal with it?
If they're not working when you looked at the property, then that's fine, they will be as that. However, if they have been confirmed that they were working, when you have your settlement inspection, they'll make sure that they are done by the time the settlement occurs. So don't worry about that, but with confidence, we'll make sure they're working for you. Anybody else while we're here?
Yes, Madam Auctioneer, I notice on the title and the agreement that there is a mortgage to the BNZ.
Correct.
Can you guarantee that if it's sold today, Sally can provide a clear title on the settlement date?
Yes, her solicitor will be all over it, and under that clause 5, possession and settlement of the contract, you can read a little bit further, but you will be guaranteed clear settlement on settlement day. Anybody else while we're here? Okay, folks, who wants to make this home? Who wants to start us away today? Looking for an opening bid or offer? Anywhere in the room? How about you, ma'am? You asked a good question. You, sir, would you like to get us away? Maybe somewhere in the sixes?
490.
490, very optimistic start. Can I perhaps encourage you up? Maybe closer to 590. I'll just park your interest there for now. Anywhere else in the room, does someone want to take us closer to that 6 to get us away? Well, ma'am, welcome in at 490,000, you're a top runner. At 490,000 now, looking for another bid. At 490, what's that, sorry?
$500,000.
At 500,000 now. At 500,000, I welcome you
Same.
in. 2 in the race. At 500,000 and a 10. That is 510. At 510 now we go. At 510, can we make something a little bit stronger? Come back to you, sir. At 510, I'd love someone to take me to 550. Anywhere in the room, we call it away once at 510,000. Twice now. Third and final call. On behalf of our vendor, I'm going to move us forward on a vendor bid at 550. At 550, vendor bid, I invite you back in now.
610.
610, nice play for the keys, glad to have you back for the ride. At 610, you're in the front. At 610, sir, would you like to jump back in? Anyone else in the room? At 610,000 for the
I'll make
keys.
another 10.
20, love it. At 620, good work, she knows how to bid. At $620,000. At 620, I look to you, sir. You had a good question earlier, jump back in. You got that deck? If you want to have egg Benny in the morning out there in the sun, perfect. At 620,000, hello sir, is that a 5 for you? To 615, welcome and glad to have you with us. At 615 now, sorry 625, 6 in that small quarter. At 625, we'd like to come back.
630.
630, where was that, sorry? 630. At 630,000 against you now, sir. At 630 to 635. At $635,000 the bid to 640 we go. At 640 at the back of the room to 645. At 645,000, will you take me 50? Good work, sir. At 650 now. 655, we have it. At 655, travelling in 5s, 660. At 660 now the money, 665. At $665,000, we can do this all day long or until the buzzer rings. At 665, anywhere else in the room, we call it away for the first time. At 665. 666. Devilish number, that one. That's all yours. 666 with a 1. 666. Anybody else want to come back in? Someone just jumped me to 7. 666. Let's move off it now. Once at 666.
30.
666 to 696. Good work, sir. 696 to 626. At 726. $726,000 the bid. Like to come back for another 30 there, sir? At 726. Are you a 1 or 30? A 1? 627. Sorry, 727. At 727, I'm glad to have you back. At 727.
Another 30.
727 to 57 now. At 757 the bid. At 757,000. Well, that sounds like a luckier number there, sir. At 777 now. At 777. Just that 1. Can't encourage say another 20. Okay, 778. At 778,000, still glad to have you with me. 778 to 98 now. At 798 the bid. At 798 bid, and there's that bell, we're going to get a move on. At 798, calling up once now at 798,000. Second time for the Space of Paradise.
2.5.
98, 798 to 801 and a half. 800 and a half. 800 and a half, now we go. Another 2.5 anywhere in the room. At 800, 500,000. At 805, anywhere else. 800 and a half, we call it away once, twice, 3 times. But get exciting, folks. We've got lift off. We are selling today. At 800. Another 2.5, taking us to 803. 803 the bid. At 803 now. Remember, we are playing for keeps. At $803,000. Another 2.5, do we say?
Make it 20.
20, even better, at 823, I like it. Good play for the keys. At 823,000, ma'am, you want to come back in for that one now? Every bid counts. At 823,000. How about you, sir? Not even a one to put you out in front? At 823,000. On my right, we call it away once. Twice now. Third and final call. Preparing to land. Anything else? Happy to let it go, sir? Well, in that case, we are selling, we are selling, we are selling! Thank you so much to everyone who took part today. Congratulations to our seller who has flown high and to our buyer who has landed safely. To our underbidders today, don't eject just yet. I hope to see you at the next auction. Thank you. I'm Shani.